Test. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to day 2 of the 2026 Summit Area-Wide Deep Freeze. And the name is very fitting. Left the house this morning with 1 degree on the thermometer. This is session 2. Ignore the scoreboard. It has not been updated yet. We will start with event 2, which is mixed 500 freestyle swimming fastest to slowest. We have 16 heats. Just getting situated, it is 8:10, 8:11. We should be starting shortly. I have a little housekeeping still to do. I just got heat sheets. All the information should be in Meet Mobile. The chat is open. I like to keep this interactive, so if you are a phone, tablet, or computer, you can do a chat. Meet Mobile's not updated yet. Still shows, no it is. So refresh, mixed. This is event 2. So in Meet Mobile, if you're not familiar, it's a app you can download to your phone or tablet. Meet, M-E-E-T, mobile, 2 words. I don't know if they're publishing these for free or if it's subscription-based for today. But the Meet is known as the Say Deep Freeze 2026. So I'm just getting a couple housekeeping things out of the way, and then we'll get started. Hopefully everybody can see and hear well. Things look good from my side. If somebody wouldn't mind, give a quick thumbs up. Let me know everything looks okay. And also that gives me the ability to know you're out there. Not doing it for clicks or likes, just kind of want to know that everything's working. So as I said, we're starting here with event number 2. All right, top right, I don't know if we get those on the screen for you. All right, top right of your screen, I always put the swimmers in the next race. So if you would, baseball terms, that's who's on deck. All right, the Bellew here, that'll be utilized on the final 50. So after the swimmers have swum 450 or 18 of the 20 laps, they will receive the bell to indicate the final 50. That is the official just getting into place with that device. I will try and update on the bottom right. A lot of the swimmers are going for silvers and state times. So if you're not familiar, as part of the progression of the year, at the end of the year, there are championship meets. So there's different times to qualify. So for the younger kids, there will be bronze times. Older kids will have silvers and then states. State being what was used to be known as golds. So they will be trying to get those times, sometimes referred to as cuts. All right, so let's just double check everything's working. All right, so at the start, I'll overlay the names. Lane 1 is closest to us. You see Gavin in 1. Lane 6 will be at the top of the pool. The way the software works, or the seeding, lane 3 will always have the lowest seed time. So you see Declan Vargas there, 4:52. And then works out from there. Lane 4 will have the next lowest seed time, then 2:5:16. All right, so it kind of fans out from there. Then it'd be potentially, if you were expecting certain swimmers to be here, they might be scratching. Last night was the Union County Championship for the high schools. So that was held in the next town over at Jersey Aquatic, the old Berkeley pool in New Providence. So some swimmers were swimming there last night and then might have scratched for this morning. All right. So while we get started, let's take a look, make sure everything else is working. So we don't have the luxury of doing this each time. because we're doing what's known as flyover start. So one race is then a finish, next race is then a start. So you see here, this is lane 1, this is Gavin. Lane 2, Victor, looking for him. Here's Declan in 3, Liam in 4, Michael Madden there, and we're looking for Jack O'Neill in 6. All right, 25-yard pool. All starts are going to start at this left-hand side. There are no pads at the right-hand side. All right, so we'll just get turns. You see the teammates' counters down there. They'll use placards. So this 500 is going to be 20 lengths. So you'll see them start with 1, work their way up. Yes, some European, I think Australia is where it started. They actually count down. We're expecting everybody to count up from here. There are some teams, specifically Scarlet, that will not use the counters for 500s. The coach instills in the swimmers to maintain the count in their head. So anybody else have any trivia or comments? Feel free to put them in the chat. It's always good to educate potentially new viewers. All right, I'm streaming this in high def, so it's known as 1080. That's basically the number of lines put on the screen. So if you are watching it and it potentially looks a little blurry or grainy, there's a little gear icon on the bottom right, depending on your browser or viewer, where you can actually up the quality. So hopefully you're getting a good viewing experience. All right, again, all this information is in Meet Mobile. For people that have been with me before, maybe you'll be familiar, but let me run through it. At the start, we'll start here. We'll pop the names and the logos up here. After the start, we'll go to a mid-pool camera. And the intent here is to see which swimmer, relative, but who had a good start, who got to the halfway of the pool, first and so on. So hopefully you get some value out of that. Then we have a camera down at the far end, give you a little better view of the turns. You can also see the placards as they're putting them in. A couple other views. I do have a moving camera. Depending on the race, I'll go to this. We have our moon cam. So both boys have graduated, but in the past, there was a moon family here at Summit, and his preference was one view of the whole pool. So shout out to Jesse Moon. Oh, okay. All right, is Meet Mobile updated too?
I don't know if we got that far yet.
All right. All right, folks, there was reseating, so I need a couple seconds here to go pick up the new data. Reseed session 2. All right, so if you are looking for a specific swimmer, always good to go out and refresh. I will try and make sure I have all the updated information. Yeah, so there is a change here to this first heat. So let me give you an updated view here, lane 2. Looks like we're adding Brendan in 4. All right, and I was just finishing my thought. If you've been with us before, that's the structure, and then a couple additions, as I mentioned, the moon cam. Added one other view. So this is if you've been here, this is basically the door where you get on deck, and we'll see if, I wasn't expecting as many officials there, but the intent with this camera would be breaststrokes and butterfly, giving you a little lower view, and hopefully we can pick up some faces. All right. And that is being remotely controlled. So we'll see if we use that. Might go to that. All right, here we are. This is, again, Event 2, Heat 1 of 16. This session pretty short. I don't have projected timeline, but they did not put that on the heat sheet. Meet Mobile should put some projections in there on where we're going. Oh. Again, if you're just joining us, this is the only event for this session. This is Event 2, mixed 500-yard freestyle. Folks, before we get started, I got to acknowledge a swimmer from Sussex County Y, 14-year-old Adrian Kovacs, passed away about a week ago. I put a link to the GoFundMe in the description, so thoughts and prayers with the family and the whole Sussex County Y team. There are swimmers from that team here today, so want to send my condolences. Underway. This is, again, Heat 1 of 16. So as you see, right-hand side, swimmers putting the ones in the pool. I leave the scoreboard on the whole time. It's going to block some of the lanes. But if you are tracking splits and so on, I think there's benefits there. So see the names on the scoreboard in this heat. Closest to us, lane 1. Michael Madden, lane 2. Liam Quayle, lane 3. Declan Vargas, lane 4. Brendan Caruza. 5 is Victor Andrzejewicz, and 6 is Gavin Drazak. All right, here are the boys coming back. This is the 100 split. First to turn, Caruza, 54.09 cumulative. Swimming 20 lengths of the pool. All right, now that this heat is underway, top right, I've updated the names there. Those are the swimmers in Heat 2. All right, this is our lead swimmers, lane 4, then lane 3, 4, Brendan, 3, Declan. Everybody at 150. Real quick, let's go up. We'll look at Victor and Gavin in 5 and 6. Here's Brendan and Declan. Brendan to the left. This will be 200 splits. All right, we'll stay here with the field all turning at 200. And we'll look at Michael and Liam in 1 and 2. Michael to the right, Liam to the left. As you see, all swimmers seeing 9s at the far end. We'll be at 250 when we return. All right, here's our lead group turning at 250, halfway mark. All right, 11's going down. .300 back here at the start end. Lead swimmers saw 13s on that right-hand wall. You'll see the 4 remainder Seeing 13. All right, we're at 14 of 20 here. All right, we'll jump forward 15. All right, we'll be at 400 on the wall here, lead swimmers, 100 to go, 4 lengths to go. Take a look at our lead swimmers. Seeing 17s at the far end. They'll get bell lap when they return. All right, we're getting the bell here. You see the official in the white shirt. All right, low seed here, Declan 452. Brendan came in 455. Again, a lot of swimmers coming off a busy week. Nice job, guys. 453, I don't know why we didn't get a touch in 3. 453 for Brendan. Again, came in 455, dropping time. All right, real quick, we're gonna pan down the lanes here. This is lane 1, 2, Olivia, Amanda, Jack, Jules, Lily, and Henry. Shout out Lily Rosigliano, had a huge day yesterday at the Union County meet. So that is a state cut. State for the older boys is 457. I'm trying to get that updated. Hopefully this is right. So bottom right of your screen, there are state cuts for the younger group. I did not put them in there yet. All right, top right of your screen are the swimmers in Heat 3. Again, if anybody has questions, comments, feedback, the chat is open. Or if you prefer, you can email us, commonguysportsnj@gmail.com. I'll try and keep an eye on that during the day. This is Heat 2 of 16. Names top right are your Heat 3 swimmers. It gets really cold on the pool, so. All right, underway. This is Heat 2 of 16. Names on the top right are your Heat 3 swimmers. In the pool, lane 1, Chris Bloomer. Lane 2, Parker Gregerson. 3, Grace Madden. 4, Alex Chernikoff. 5, wait, I'm sorry, I'm reading the wrong one. I'm one ahead. Sorry, folks. In the pool, Heat 2, lane 1, Olivia Bobo. 2, Amanda Semsel. 3, Jack O'Neill. 4, Jules McGrath. 5, Lily Rosigliano. And 6, Henry Lorenzo. All right, shout out from that Union County Championship yesterday. Westfield boys and girls take the title. Incredibly close, like 2 points separating certain teams. 1 point, I think, was Kent Place off in third place. If you are just joining us, lane 3 and 4 will be the low seed. So this little chevron shape of the swimmers is very traditional, based on the center of the pool having lower seed times. So again, I mentioned different things. If you're new to watching swimming, these are little things you pick up over time and understand kind of some of the, nuances when you see an outside lane kind of leading out. All right, so that split on the board was 150. As we kind of pan down, you'll see everybody's getting a 7 put in the pool. This will be a 200 split, 8 lanes complete. All right, everybody's turn there at 200. We'll give you a different view here, as you see. All right, real quick, let's take a look. We'll do it on the next time back. This is lane 4, first to turn, Jules McGrath, followed by lane 3, Jack O'Neill, and 5, Lily Resig. All right, I took liberty there. I know one of Lily's uncles, so nickname Resig. I abbreviated. Pardon me, Lily. Resigliano. Again, this is lane 4. Jules McGrath turning, followed by Jack and Lily. Pan you out here. Lane 2, Amanda. Lane 6, Henry, and then 1, Olivia. Jump all the way down the far end, seeing 13s put in. Of 20 complete here. It's 350 of 500. You'll see the counters down there shaking the board. It's a way of communicating with the swimmers. Pick it up, trying to motivate them. All right, lead swimmer here, lane 4, Jules McGrath, turning at the 400 at 4:10.86, splitting 32.2. All swimmers will be at 400 splits on this left-hand wall. We'll go down the far end, see a swimmer seeing 17s. We'll be at bell lap as we return. So again, the silver and state times, bottom right of your screen. Oh, that's an early bell. Here we are at the bell for Jules. All right, everybody else, 50 to go. Here's Jules at the far end, seeing the squares. 25 to go. When you see those red squares, Jules came in on a 5:19. All right, she's under the flags, coming home. Looks like we're dropping on that. Nice job early morning here, Jules. 5:15.36. All right, Jack into the wall, 5:15, right on his seat. Lily Resigliano, 5:22. She came in on a 5:23. Swam this less than, 12, 14, 15 hours ago last night. I think that meet went off at 4 o'clock. Nice job. This is heat 3 of 16. Chris, Parker, Grace, Alex, Catherine, and Elisa. names for Heat 4, top right of your screen. Swimmers turning at the 50 here. All right, these are 100 splits on the board. All right, we're at 150 on this left-hand wall. So, folks, there was reseeding done, so based on some late scratches. So if you had talked to your swimmer early on and they said they're in a particular heat, that might have changed. So I would suggest you go to Meet Mobile. So it's an app you could download, refresh that, and you should get an updated heat sheet with the particular heat and lane they're in. This is a 200 split lead swimmer there, lane 3, Grace Madden. So you see the swimmers getting 9s at that far end. Grace also swam, I think, probably 4 events yesterday at the Unions. Again, that Union County I'm mentioning is the high school championship. So, this is a 300 split for the swimmers. Thirteens being put down on that far wall. $350 here. All right, with the field split up a little, I'll stay in this wider view. That's 400, 4 lanes to go for Grace, lead swimmer there at lane 3, followed by 1 and 2. This is Chris and Parker. 4 and 5, Alex and Catherine. Lane 6, Elisa will be coming into view as she's making her way back. All right, we'll have a bell lap here. Lane 3, Grace Madden, lead swimmer, closer to you, coming under the flags. 50 to go. 100 to go for lane 6. 50 to go, 1 and 2. And that 50 is a down and back. This is lanes 4 and 5, 50 to go. Alex and Catherine. All right, lead swimmers already turned, making her way back. Grace came in on a 5:30.72. Looks like we're dropping on that. Nice job, Grace. 5:25.11. 5:34. Parker dropping a second and a change. Chris Bloomer in 1. We got to look at that. He came in 5:35. He goes 5:31.99. That's 3 and 32, 3 and change. Nice job. Good sportsmanship there. Lane 1, 2, Chris and Parker. That was heat 3. Here we go with heat 4. Up. Real quick, we'll give you this pan down. Oh, we're going with no cool down here, so sorry. Last one they did a cool down. This is heat 4. Taylor, Tommy, Stanley, 1, 2, 3. Bruno, Grayson, and Kara, 4, 5, 6. All right, 2 and 5 look to turn first. Tommy and Grayson. Names for heat 5, top right of your screen. These will be 100 splits on the board. We're at 150 on the left-hand wall. All right, take a look down the pool here. Everybody will have 7 lanes complete at that right-hand side. We'll swing back, looking at lanes 2 through 5 here at the 200 split. One and 6, we'll pick the 200 split back here, and then we'll swing far end. All swimmers seeing 9s at the right-hand wall. You see 6 coming into frame. Lane 1 will come into frame. We'll stay here for a second. All right, 250 split on the left-hand wall for the lead 4 swimmers here. All right, swing down to the far end. 11 of 20 laps complete at that right-hand wall. This will be 300 yards or 12 lengths. Lane 4 had low split there. That is Bruno Ross splitting a 33. Didn't get a split on 5. right, so now lead swimmer, lane 4, Bruno having a bigger second half here. Splitting another 33. All right, you'll see 15s for the lead groups there. So running order 4, 2, 5, 3, 6, 1. This will be a 400 split. Bruno in 4, Tommy in 2, Grayson in 5, Stanley in 3. All right, 400 split about to be posted on the board for lane 6, Kara, just off frame there. We'll have a bell lap here, Bruno in 4. Just the lead swimmer gets the bell. See Bruno splitting another 33. Finally got a touch on 5. That's why you see a large split there, 221. He was missing touches. Doesn't affect his overall finish. Just he won't get good splits going through there. Bruno came in on a 5:37. We're dropping a bunch off that. 5:31.53. Nice job. Ignore that. Oh, ignore the finish in. Well, no, that's right. Finish in 2. Should be a finish in 5. Yeah, we just didn't get the finish because all those touches along the way didn't add up to the number of touches needed to complete the race. So that was our heat 4 of 16. Real quick, we'll pan down the, oh, we don't even have time. Sorry, folks. This is heat 5 swimmers. TJ, Sophia, Gemma had a saw Gemma's name yesterday splattered on that Union County Championships. Nice job. David Lamb, Ian Wardle, and Amelia Williams make out the swimmers here in this heat 5 of 16. And folks, the chat's open. If I am overlooking some things from yesterday, either the 1650 here, the Union County Championships over at Jersey Aquatics, or last weekend they had the Morris County Championships at the Morristown pool. Just one thing of note, that Morristown pool is a meters pool, so if you are cross-referencing any times, keep that in mind. But please put any significant swims in the chat. And again, that might be the reason we are missing some swimmers here today. But shout out to those swimmers that did swim yesterday evening and back at it early this morning on a 0-degree day here in northern New Jersey. That split on the board were the hundreds. You're seeing 5s put down for the swimmers at that right-hand side. Top right of your screen are the swimmers in the next heat. That'll be heat 6 up next. Here we are at 150. Lead swimmer there in 5, Ian Wardle. All right, we're back at the start here. This is a 200 turn split, whatever your preference. All right, unfortunately, oh, there it is. It popped slow, but we are getting splits across the board. All right, good stuff. All right, Ian, lead swimmer in 5's already turned at that right-hand wall. Swimmer seeing 9s at that right side. We'll take the 250 turn here with Ian. This will be 10 lengths complete. Lane 5, Ian Wardle. Swing down to lane 1. This is TJ White. Here we go with lanes 3, 4, 2, 6. All right, and the field's all turned at 250. Seeing 11s for the swimmers at that right-hand side. All right, here's a look in. Make you feel like you're part of the team there. .300 splits on the board. Names on the top right, I think I mentioned. Those are your Heat 6 swimmers up next. All right, lead swimmer there, seeing a 13, lane 5, Ian Wardle, followed by lane 1, TJ White. Bottom right of your screen, that white text, hopefully it's accurate. Those are the state and silver times for the different age groups for the girls and boys. If somebody's out there wants to sanity check me, please. Appreciate that. All right. 15 of 20 complete on that right-hand side. We'll swing back. This is 16 lengths, 400 yards. Lead swimmer 5, Ian. 5:48. Ian came in on a 5:48 seed. He's got 100 to go on a 4:28. Cumulative there at the 400. He's already turned lane 5, top of your screen. He's making his way back. We'll have a bell lap here for lane 5. See the official in place. 50 to go, 2 lengths. Again, Ian came in 5:48. TJ White came in 5:54. Lane 3, Gemma came in 5:44. All right, lane 5 coming into the finish. Ian dropping a bunch off a 5:48 seed. Nice swim, 5:38.91, 9 and change. Lane 3, Gemma. Gemma came home 31:51. 5:44 cumulative, right on her. Improving. She came in 5:44.65, went 5:44.50. I'm gonna go back and look. Gemma just swam 31:51 coming home. I want to see her workload yesterday because I believe. Oh shucks, hold on, folks. Here's the updated names. All right, let me just pop that up real quick. If anybody is making a video off this, now you have the names. Sorry, I was a little slow there. We are Heat 6 in the pool, names for 7, top right. All right, folks, my mind is not failing me 100%. So Gemma Giordano yesterday swam in the 200-yard IM, 5th place, 100-yard free, 200 free relay, 3rd place, 400-yard free relay, 2nd place for Westfield High School. So Heck of a workload. And that last race went off at 6:40 p.m. So here we are at 8:55 a.m. next day. So shout out Gemma. All right, lane 6, first to turn up there. That's Charlie Grouch. Again, there was reseeding done at the last minute, so if you're expecting a specific swimmer in a specific heat and lane and it doesn't match up, go back to Meet Mobile and refresh, or keep an eye on the top right. My orange text there, those are the swimmers that are on deck. You should see them behind the blocks on the left-hand side. Hopefully that information is accurate. I didn't mean to go to that camera. Sorry, folks. All right, this is a 200 split. I wanted to go to this camera. Coach view for you. All right, trying to give you a different perspective there, folks. All right, this is 250 at the wall here. In the pool, lane 1, closest to us, Kate. And we have Olivia and Peyton, 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6 is Isabella, Elisa, and Charlie. That last split on the board were 300s. 12 lanes were complete at the left-hand side. This is 350 here. So keep an eye on lane 6. That is Charlie Grouch. Followed by lanes 2 and 3, Peyton, and 2 is Olivia, 3 Peyton. We'll take you down the far end. This will be a 400 split on the left wall. Low split there, lane 2, 35 for Olivia. All right, we'll have a bell lap here for lead swimmer. It looks like lane 2 will take the bell. To go. Olivia came in on a 5:57.42. Charlie up top, 5:58 seed. Nice job. Peyton also dropping time, lane 3. She came in 5:55.74. Goes 5:52. Nice job. Real quick, let's pan down. Nice. This is Heat 7. Names are 8, top right. 16 total heats. In the pool, lane 1, Michaela, lane 2, John, 3, Maura, 4, Gavin, 5, Elizabeth, 6, Harper. That's Gavin in 4, first to turn at the 100. Still a little ISO here. Elizabeth in 5, Harper in 6. Kind of feel bad sometimes, far side of the pool, a little harder to see. This is Gavin in 4, leading him out at 150. Here we have Maura and John, and then closest to us, Michaela. This is a 200 split. Gavin in 4. Again, that last camera, hopefully when we get other events later on for the breaststroker butterfly, we'll be able to see some faces coming at us. That's the thought with that. All right, this is 10 lengths complete, 250, sorry. 10 lengths complete here in the left-hand wall, 250 split. Bottom center of your screen, Coach Pat with the blue shirt handing out waters. Always working hard. Oop. Little pause there. Take a look at that far end. Swimmers seeing 13s. So our running order is 4, 3, 2, 6, 1, 5. Lane 3, Morris putting a 34.8 on the board there. Big split there from Maura. She'll be in the middle of this frame here. So you see 15 complete, 5 lengths to go. This will be 400 yards. .35.08 for Maura there. See lane 6, top of your screen, turning. All right, let's take a look here. Mora's drawn even for the lead in this particular heat. Coming back for the bell. .34.6 for Mora. Potential here for a big drop for Mora. Came in 5:58. Gavin came in 6:00. Low time's gonna be here. Mora than Gavin. 5:43. Awesome swim, Mora. Gavin dropping 15 off his 6:00. Mora dropping 15 off of 5:58. Awesome swim.
What do we say, Kents?
This is Heat 8. Names for 9, top right. In the pool, lane 1, Nola, 2, Ray, 3, Kenzie, 4, Vivian, 5, Grace, 6, top of the screen up there is Miles. All right, we'll take a look up there. Miles in lane 6. That is 100 splits on the board. On the bottom right of the screen, that is, hopefully I put it accurately, those are the silver and state, or state and silver, with the way they're listed, state on the left, cuts. So those are the times to qualify for those level meets. So, of course, oh my gosh, throughout the season, swimmers are always trying to improve their times to qualify for additional meets. And those are the times that you need to basically be faster than to qualify. Hopefully they're accurate. I tried to copy and paste them. If somebody does see a discrepancy, please put it in the chat. Let me know. All right, this is a 200 split on the board. First to turn up there is Miles. 208.6 cumulative there at 200. Lane 4 must have missed a touch in there. His split 110, so he's splitting 35s. All right, lead swimmer, lane 6, a ready turn coming back. As you can see, everybody's getting 9s at that far end. What you'll notice is sometimes the counters will flip right away. That's why you see an 11. So this is a 250 split here for Miles up in 6. This will be a 250 for Vivian in 4. Man, we didn't get a split on that on the board. So depending on where the swimmer touches, where they basically push off, because again, they're not touching with their hand, they're basically doing a flip turn. And then if they're pushing off too low, that might not register it. All right, so we'll see. As you'll see here, Miles won't touch with his hand. It's all about his feet. So let's take a closer look in 4 with Vivian. She'll come into frame here shortly. So that did not register again. She might be too low. We'll take a look next time. Curiosity got me going on that. The touchpad is only about 2 feet deep. So you can see it, that's the pad right there. It stops where that black line's going all the way across. Yeah, potentially she's low on the pad, and that's why we're not getting the splits on her feet. So, all right, 15 complete on the right-hand wall. We'll have 400 yards complete on the left-hand wall. Miles, a 13-year-old up here, 427, split in a sub 35. He came in 6'11". All right, you see a 17 top of your screen for lead swimmer Miles in 6. Official hustling over. There's the bell for Miles. He has down and back 50 to go. He's basically a minute under his seed there with 50 to go. More than a minute. Came in 6'11". Again, here, let's just take a look. Yeah, I think we're just low on that. All right, everybody is in a touch here. 50 to go. Here's Miles into the finish. Again, he came in 6'11.89. We're dropping over 30. 5:34.93. Awesome swim, Miles. All right, here comes the finish. All right, there we got a touch for Vivian. 5:54 for Vivian. That's dropping 10 seconds off of 6:04. Lane 1, Nola finished 5:57, came in on a 6:10 seed. Awesome job, guys. Sorry about that zoom. 1, 2. Here is Heat 9. Lane 5 is open, Hannah Silk. I'm sorry, lane 4 is open, Jillian. All right, names for Heat 10, top right of your screen. This is a 50 turn. Heat 9 of 16 in the pool. That last split on the board were the hundreds. Sorry, I didn't acknowledge that. This is 150. In the pool, lane 1, Gabrielle. 2, Sophie. 3, Ella. 4, Jillian. 4 is empty. I keep confusing. That's Jillian missing in 4. 5 is Hannah, 6 Maria. All right, folks, I had a funny moment this week. I don't know if anybody's a big tennis fan, but there was a controversial story that Naomi Osaka was seen on camera smacking her racket. She walked off the court, thought she was in an area where there was no cameras, and they captured it. And the pressure went back that they said that the producer should have cut away from it. So kind of an interesting scenario that all my cameras are out here in public. I don't record anything in the hallways, but an interesting take. And they said that it's all the USTA's fault because they allow cameras all over the stadium. And so somebody came out and said there are 100 cameras at the U.S. Tennis Open. So as you can imagine, probably, I don't know, 10 per court. But that's how many they have behind the scenes. And, as you see, there's walkouts and so on. So an interesting thing in broadcasting land. All right, that is lane 2, first to turn, Sophie, followed by Gabrielle in 1. And then 3, 5, and 6. Ella, Hannah, and Maria. We'll give you a little view up top of the screen. 5 and 6 making their way. As you see, they're seeing 13s. All right, lead swimmers turn. That is lane 2, Sophie, followed by Gabrielle in 1. This is lane 3 turning. That is Ella, Hannah, and Maria. All right, we'll take you wide. Well, actually, we'll just go here. So this is 16 lanes complete, 400 yards complete. Lane 2, Sophie, followed by Gabrielle in 1. 100 to go, 4 lengths. We have a bell coming up for lane 2, Sophie. Very similar to the last heat, Sophie came in on a 6:12 seed. She's turning with 50 to go on 5:11. She puts down another 35. We got about a 25-second improvement. All right, let's pan up real quick. Final 25 when they see that. Love the excitement from the Westfield coaches. We're coming into the finish for Sophie again. Seed time, 6:12.98. She takes a look up the board. Nice job, 5:45. Looks like a 28-second improvement. This was heat 9 coming to conclusion. All right, real quick, we'll pan up heat 10 swimmers. Hannah, Jorge, Caitlin, William, Rice, and Sophia. Heat 10's in the pool, 10 of 16. Names for 11, top right. Hope you're enjoying the coverage. This is Mike, Common Guy Sports. This is our first of 3 sessions for today. We have the 2 different age groups coming up later, the younger and then the older. So those be separate streams. All these streams are rewatchable tonight, tomorrow, next week, next year. All right, swimmers saw 3s at the right wall. This is a 100 split. We're at 150 here at the start end. Heat 11 of 16. All right, so lane 4 is already turned. That is lane 6, seeing the 7 coming into your frame. Lane 5, Charlotte. No, I'm reading the wrong names again, folks. Sorry. Lane 5, Rays. Lead swimmer is already turned here. Lane 4, that's William Walker making his way back. Lane 6 is turned, Sophia. It's 2, 3, 5, 1. So with 9s at that far end, we'll be at 250 yard, 10 lengths here on the turn. All right, everybody's turn now at 250. See our lead swimmer making his way left to right to left. We'll give a little isolation here up here for Sophia in 6. Second place running order here. And while we're up here, Rays in 5. All right, 13's being put down on the right-hand wall. We'll take a jump up there, and then we'll swing back. Lead swimmer is already off the wall. So we'll be at 14 here. We'll come to the turn with him. That is William in 4, splitting 35s. Up there in 6 is Sophia, second place running order. That's a 15 on the right-hand wall for William. Sophia up in 6. Here she is seeing her 15. Go back to the start. 400 yards complete, 16 lengths for lead swimmer William here. He's got 4 lengths to go. All right, top left, lane 6 will be at 400. We'll see Sophia's time pop on the board. She's at 4:48. She came in on a 6:18. Going out on a limb, but I think we're improving time. Here we have a bell lap, 50 to go for William Walker. William came in 6:16. Again, awesome. 50 to go at 5:08 cumulative. All right, so lead swimmer here, William in 4. Got to come up here. Sophia just turned 5:25 with 50 to go. She's in 6. Again, Sophia came in 6:18. We have a finish in the middle here. This lane 4 is finishing. William Walker dropping a bunch. Came in again, 6:16. Awesome swim. Takes a look at the board right above him. Next finishing up here is Sophia. She came in 6:18. We're dropping almost 20. Call it 20. She came in 6:18.88. She goes 5:58.09. Nice job. Sorry I'm making you dizzy. Here comes the field into the finish. Sophia, an 11-year-old. I didn't even put up times for 11-year-olds. I'll go back and look. Shucks. All right. Somebody remember what's that time? 5:58. So sub 6, 11-year-old girl. Wait. 5:58. Yeah, she came in 6:18. All right. Take a look down the lane. Here's our next group stepping up. Here's our lane assignments. 5:58, 11-year-old. Okay, lane 1 empty here. 11 is in the pool. The names for 12, top right. 11-year-old. All right, 11-year-old state time girls, 6:20. Sophia just went 5:58, folks. So she already had a state cut at 6:18, and she just dropped a boatload off that. So awesome swim. All right, 3 lanes complete here in the pool in this heat 11. Lane 1 is empty. So 2 is Melanie, 3 Benjamin, 4 Jack, 5 Charlotte, 6 Tabitha. We'll be coming at the 100 turn here. We're at 150 on the wall here, folks. Heat 11 of 16. Again, all this information is in Meet Mobile, so you can download that for your phone or tablet. Hope everybody's watching from home, has a nice warm cup of coffee or tea. Hope you're enjoying the coverage. Who would have thought that North Carolina's going to get 8 inches of snow, and just Jersey, possibly coastline now. They're saying maybe just Atlantic City getting something out of this. So crazy weather going on. Oh, thank you. All right, swimmers seeing 11. So those last splits, 300s were 250 yards complete. .300 yards complete. Get a little isolation going up here. Lanes 5 and 6. 5 is Charlotte. Against the wall is Tabitha. And then making their way into the picture is Jack. This is lanes 2 and 3. Melanie and Benjamin. So the uniqueness here for these distance events here with the 500 or last night with the 1650, you'll see behind the blocks, these are traditionally not just generic volunteers, these are parents or people that the swimmer is required to bring to do the timing. So it's a pretty cool thing that behind the blocks, you have mom, dad, or some other family friend or relative cheering you on. Where, you know, during the meet, you're just going to have kind of a generic or random volunteer. Generic, probably not the right term for it, but you know what I mean. All right, 50 to go here. So the seeds in this heat were 620 up to 625. I'm going to go out on a limb. Yeah, we're dropping across the board, folks. Shouldn't take wagers, but I think that's a fair bet. Pretty safe bet, too. Lane 2 going low. Melanie, 6:10.13. Came in on a 6:23. And there it is, across the board, everybody dropping time. Again, seeds were 6:20 up to 6:25. Nice job, everybody. Celine, Melanie, Benjamin, Jack, Charlotte, and Tabitha. Sorry, Celine scratched it in one. All right, here we go, next heat. Hopefully these are, there we go. Heat 12. 12 of 16. Names for next heat, heat 13, top right. So in the pool, lane 1, Sam, 2, Andrew, 3, Alexander, 4, Sophie, 5, James, 6, Katie. All right, that was 7 lanes complete on the right-hand side. 8 lanes, 200 yards complete here on the left. First to turn, lane 3, Alexander Jian, followed by 1, Sam Jiang. We're going to stay here for a second, get everybody's 200s. Swimmers here in 2, 4, 5, 6. That's 200s. Coming into your frame here, lane 3, Alexander. This is a 250. He just went 31.46. Folks, keep an eye here. Alexander, middle of the pool, splitting 31 mid-event. He sees an 11 at that right-hand side. Got to give a little ISO here. Lane 3, middle of this group. Alexander split 31 the last 50. 31.8. All right, Alexander came in on a 6:27, folks. Something special going on here. $31.4. All right. A little challenging here, kind of when you get efforts like this, you want to focus on the whole field, but something special going on here. Alexander split 31.4 that last time. Here he is at 400, 16 lanes complete. 31.2. All right, I'll try and get to the field here. Lead swimmer coming in bell lap here, 50 to go. Again, seed time, 6:27. He's doing this at 4:40, 5:15, 5:16. Got to bring it home with Alexander. He's better than my 5:16, 5:14.89. All right, we'll stay here for a second. All right, take a look. Field seeing 17s. Ah, shucks. Lane 1 brought it home. Sam, 5:33 for Sam. Came in on a 6:35. That's over a minute. 13-year-old Sam Jiang. $50 to go here, lane 2, $50 to go, lane 5, $50 to go, lane 4. Lane 6, shucks, I'm sorry, folks, making it dizzy. Finish on lane 6, 6:12 for Katie. That's a 30-second drop off a 6:42 seed. Cold weather doesn't affect these kids. Awesome swim, guys. 5 in the finish, 6:25 for James, dropping 8 seconds off a 6:33. Awesome swim across the board. 5:14 for Alexander. Awesome. Here we are underway with, stand was the call. Heat 13. 13 of 16 in the pool. Names for 14, top right. All right, swimmers coming back at the 50 turn here. In the pool, Kaylin, Anthony, Angelica, yep, Ellie, Kirsten, and Alexa. Those will be 100 splits on the board. All right, as you see, 5 lanes complete on the right-hand side. All right, we're seeing 9s being put down on the right-hand side here in heat 13 of 16. This is 250 split left-hand wall. Lead swimmer ready turn there in lane 3, Angelica, followed by lane 5, Kirsten. Swing all the way down the far end. Lead swimmer ready turned in 3. 13 lanes complete on this right-hand wall. .14 complete left-hand wall. We'll stay here with the field coming into view. That's 14 of 20 complete at that point. As you see, far end, they're seeing 15s. Next split you'll see on the board for lanes 3 and 5 will be 400 yards complete. We'll take it with them and then we'll jump back. So this is 400 complete, lane 3. 4 lanes to go there, 3, 4 lanes to go, 5. 1, 2, 4, and 6. They'll have 4 lanes to go, 100 yards. This will be a bell lap, lane 3, Angelica. Virtual bell for lane 5. Good support there. Thanks, Dad. Thanks for coming out in the cold morning. This will be 50 to go for 1, 2, 4, and 6. We have a finish here for lane 3. Angelica came in 6:42. We're dropping a bunch. 6:08. Lane 5. This is Kirsten. She came in 6:43. She goes 6:15. Nice job, ladies. Here we come into the wall. Anthony, Kaylin. Nice job. 6:32 for Anthony, dropping off at 6:43. 6:33 for Kaylin, dropping off at 6:49. Nice job up there. Alexa in 6. Here she is. Came in 6:52. She goes 6:37. This is heat 14. All right, 14 of 16 in the pool. Names for 15, top right. All right, as you see, right-hand wall, we're seeing 3s. Be at 100 yards complete on the left-hand side here. In the pool, lane 1, Sebastian, 2, Sydney, 3, Olivia, 4, Emma, 5, Reba, and 6, Emma Gruppo. Emma Zhao in 4. First to turn there is lane 4, Emma Zhao, followed by 3, Olivia. Then 6, 2, 1, Emma, Sydney, Sebastian. That is lane 5, Reba at the wall down there, seeing a 5. 6 lanes complete, 150. You see it on the board already for Emma Zhao. Here's Emma already at the far wall, right-hand side, seeing that 7. Here we are at a 200 split. Lead swimmer there is lane 4, Emma Zhao. Coming into your frame now is lane 3, then lane 2. That's Olivia. Hey, look at, take an eye on lane 6. Got to give a little. All right, and lane 5 coming in for a 200. So lead swimmer there in lane 4, about to go under the flags. That's Emma Zhao. That'll be 250 for Emma Zhao. Lane 5 is at 200. As I mentioned, let's do a little ISO up here. Emma Gruppo in 6. This will be a 250 for Emma up here. It's also a 250 there, lanes 1 and 2. I think Cameron in 3 also, yep. So as you see, everybody's getting 11s at that far end. So the last split on the board was 250. Split on the board there for Emma in 4 is a 300 split at 341. All right, let's resync. Lead swimmer here in lane 4. She'll be coming into, where is she? Oh, she's just at the left-hand wall. Sorry, folks. All right, making her way back up there. Lead swimmer Emma Zhao in 4, seeing a 15. As you see, the field saw 13s. Okay. So for the majority of the field, except 4 and 5, that is 14 lanes complete. This will be lane 4 coming into your frame. This is a 400-yard split. She'll have 4 lanes to go. So the running order here is lane 4, lane 3, lane 6, lane 2, lane 1, lane 5. All right, so we're gonna get a bell lap here in lane 4. It's 100 to go here for lanes 5, 3, 1, and 2. 50 to go here for Emma in lane 4. I'm sorry, it's 100 to go here for, I think lane 5's gonna have, yeah, she's got 3, 4 to go after that. We'll have a finish in lane 4 as they come back. 3, 2, 1, 6. We'll have 50 to go. Lane 5 will have 100 to go. Lane 4, here we go, is finishing. 6:07 for Emma Zhao. She came in 6:57.20. Thank you for doing the math. How about that, folks? 50 seconds flat. She came in 6:57.20. She goes 6:07.20. Thank you, Emma. Catch your breath. All right, real quick, you're seeing Cameron in 3 will be finishing. Lane 6, that's the other Emma Gruppo finishing. We'll catch them. Should have it. We have a finish here, lane 3 and 6. Cameron 6:44, dropping 10 off of 6:54. Emma 6:45, dropping 16 off of 7:01. Nice job. Lane 1 finishing 6:54. That's 6+ for Sebastian. 6:55. Lane 2. That's dropping, could be an assumed time, 7:01.99. But Sydney, awesome, 6:55. All right, Riva in 5, seeing the red square. She'll be bringing it home. Low time again goes to Emma Zhao, 6:07.20, dropping 50 seconds off of 6:57.20. Love it when the math is easy. All right, here we go, next heat. This is heat 15 of 16. Then we have 5 swimmers in the next heat. Those names are on the top right of your screen. right, swimmers coming back for the 50. Again, this is heat 15 of 16. Piper, Noir, Ethan, Alexandra, Lisa, and Joel are your swimmers 1 through 6. These will be 100 splits as the swimmers come back. All right, as you see, all the swimmers saw 5s, so we're at 150 on the wall here. All right, 9's going down, so we'll be at 250 on the left-hand wall here. We'll stay here. Lead swimmers coming into view here, lanes 2, lane 1. And then 3. All right, folks, I'm sorry, I was a little off here. Lead swimmer. All right, lead swimmers are in 4 and 5. Here they're coming into frame here. That's Lisa and Alexandra. Take a look at the right-hand wall. I was out of sync. I apologize, I looked away for a second. So you can see a 13 going down there in lanes 4. $13 going in for 1 and 2. 13 going in for a 3. And 6 is coming back at us to see a 13. You can see lane 5 seeing a 15. She'll be at 400 on the left-hand wall. That is Lisa in 5. Then we have Alexandra in 4. All right, so we'll take the wall with them. Lane 5 towards the top of your screen. This is a 400 split. Lane 4, 400 split. So we're seeing a 15 at the far end for lanes 1, 2, and 3. We'll take you down that far end. So you can see lane 3 seeing a 15. Now 17 goes in for lane 6. We'll have a bell lap for lane 6. That is Lisa, followed by Alexandra in 4. No? No bell? All right. That's unfortunate. I think we're at bell for lane 5. All right, she's getting there. Red square, that is Lisa in 5. Going down for lane 4. You'll see 17s, lanes 1, 2, and 3. 17 for lane 6. This should be a finish here. And it is. Nice job. 6:11 for Lisa. Dropping over a minute off of 7:12. This is lane 4 coming into the finish. Alexandra came in 7:08. She goes 6:23. Awesome. Let's take you back a little wider here. We should have a finish here. Lane 1, you'll come into frame shortly. Lane 6 should be turning. Lane 1 should be finishing. And she is. Nice job. 6:44 for Piper. Dropping almost 30. 20. I got 16, 19, 29. Off a 7:13 seed. Nice job, Piper. Sub-7 there for lane 2, Nor. Yeah, I don't know why we didn't get the touch. She might have had a better time than that 6:57. Might have, maybe right on it. Lane 6 are coming into frame shortly. So big drop there goes to Lisa in 5. Again, came in 7:12. She goes 6:11. Awesome. Let's take a look behind the blocks. Swimmers in the final heat. Here's their lane assignments. This is final heat. Peyton Liam, Rosalie Morgan, and Lila. Lane 6 is empty. All right, folks, if anybody's dropping off, thanks for joining us today. Hope you enjoyed the coverage. We are back again for 2 more sessions today and then 3 for tomorrow. They're all rewatchable if you'd like to watch them at any point in the future. I mentioned it at the beginning, very sad week or so on the 22nd, swimmer from Sussex County Y, Adrian Novaks, passed away as a result of brain cancer after a 9-month fight. I put a link down to in the GoFundMe below. Also, if you go to the website SwimSwam, they had an article about the fight of this young girl during her 9-month battle with cancer. So give that a look. Really sad day, and send my condolences to the family, friends, and teammates from Sussex County Y. That is our lead swimmer there, lane 3, Rosalie, first to turn, 5 lengths, followed by Morgan. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's right, 6 is empty. Lane 2, Liam, lane 5, Lila, and then Peyton in 1. All right, lane 3 is already turned down here, followed by 4. That's Rosalie and Morgan. Coming into frame, up top of your screen, lane 5, Lila, and then Liam and Peyton, 2 and 1. All right, with that 7 at that far end, this will be 8 lengths complete, 200 yards. Lead swimmer there in 3, Rosalie seeing her 9. Same with lane 4, Morgan. All right. So also at 9 there for lanes 2, 1, and 5. See an 11 there for lane 3 and lane 4. This is a 250 split, lane 5, 2, and 1. Lila, Liam, and Peyton, 5, 2, 1. Should be a 300 split there for lane 3, Rosalie. And then coming into frame, lane 4, Morgan. This will be a 300 split here, lanes 1, 2, and 5, 350 for lanes 3, and then lane 4 coming under the flags. Take you back, looking back up the pool. That's not a 21 there, lane 2. All right, should have been 13 there in lane 2. You'll see lane 3 saw 15, lane 4 seeing a 15. This is a 400-yard split there, lane 3, Rosalie. All right, 17 complete, lane 3, lead swimmer, Rosalie. She should have a bell as we come back. Here it is, 50 to go, lane 3. It'll be 50 to go, lane 4, 100 to go, lanes 1, 2, and 5. All right, we'll pick up Rosalie at the far end. 25 to go at that wall. We're dropping a bunch, folks. Rosalie came in 7:27. We're dropping over a minute 10. Nice job. 6:16. We'll have a finish here in lane 4. This is Morgan, came in 7:28. She goes about 6:35. We're turning here 1, 2, and 5. 50 to go. So Morgan's time on the board a little bit better than that 6:37. Just didn't get a clean touch. That time came as her feet hit. All right, we'll take it with the turn here. Lane 1, Peyton. Lane 2, Liam. And lane 5, Lila. All right, next to the wall is Liam at 7:20. I don't know why we didn't get 7:26. Big drop. Peyton Rickson in 1. Came in 8:05. Almost drops 30 seconds. Goes 7:26. No, that's more than 30. Almost 40. Sorry, folks. It's 30. Oh, where's Peyton? Sorry, Peyton. Nice job. Good teams. All right, again, when you get mom or dad behind the blocks, it's always good. Look at that. All right, folks. It's going to wrap up our session this morning. Some awesome swims, some state cuts, some silver cuts, and a whole lot of effort getting up on this cold morning. So it was about 0 or 1 degree here in Summit. I didn't check the temperature for some of these teams coming from western area Jersey. If you're not familiar, it'll be a little more mountainous. Probably a couple degrees colder if that's even possible. But shout out. So again, that's going to wrap up this session. We're back for 2 more sessions today. We have different age groups, so those will be different streams. Thank you for joining us today. This is Mike, Common Guy Sports. Really a privilege and a pleasure to bring this to you. We'll see you soon.